Ding ding. 5,000 denied. Penny wins. Never promised you 49.50, dork. Let's watch PayPal tank. You know, be the just desserts for PayPal would be if it just trades flat into tomorrow, where it's also got no value. Are you dividing up the market cap of Google between two tickers? I think Amazon's smaller, right? Amazon's 1.77. Oh, okay. Amazon's still a little bigger. Why are you combining Google's market caps? You know, those are just different classes of shares, right? Same company. Meta's 1.2 trillion. Disney's up between 0% and 0.28. 2 years. Goodbye. Are you gonna change your name, Cobra? After all the work I did to protect your goddamn 5,000 puts? Always trying to paper hand. Why is Meta a $1 trillion company? Nobody knows. I do. They make billions. So, $1 trillion company. I just realized Disney Call is PiFi's hedge for Fubo. What? My leaps? That's crazy. What are you talking about? What do you think I am, like a 60-40 fund? Nobody cares about leaps. It's just that one lone call. When does the day end for day trades? I mean, at like 5 p.m. If you're talking about options. Are you trying to sell like a QQQ option before the options market on it closes at 4:15? Because that'll still be a day trade. Why is everyone so confused on Disney? What's going on? Did they like beat on EPS and miss on revenues? So Disney beat 122 versus 99? Oh, they missed on revenues. 23.55 versus 23.64. There's no data on PayPal yet. Oh, okay. They bump their dividend, promise a share buyback, promise to open a theme park in Ohio. Here's a conundrum. Would you guys ever go to a water park in Ohio? All expenses paid, but it's in Ohio. I would never go to Ohio. You had me at would. I never said that word. Oh, that's wrong one. What about all the forever chemicals in the water? You know, it'd be funny. PayPal beats earnings, but it's down tomorrow. Walt Disney guides 2024 EPS to increase by at least 20% to 460 a share. Ooh. Did they bump the dividend? Forever chemicals, same like Infinity Pool? Yeah. Okay, this is boring. I'm gonna go over the end of the day stuff. So, ES broke above 5,000, failed to break above the 20 resistance. Yeah, looks like 50-20 is the top there. And a little bit of a downturn before the top of the trend. I'm not sure that's very bullish, although this breakdown could still consolidate and break up and retest and hit that all-time high level on ES at 40.2925. However, failing before the test of the trend is usually not a very good look. It did break up out of the wedge, so we can get rid of that now. So a little bit of upside today, although yields are still climbing into close and dollar is fairly stable. I would say if China's inflation is not as hot as expected tonight, we might see dollar rise against the yuan again, and that may pump yields into tomorrow and increase a little bit of that volatility demand that we've been seeing fall off. So keep an eye on that tonight. Broad commodities had a big spike today, and then they failed. So only up 26 bips. Yields pretty stable after they bottomed out. A little drop with the 10-year auction, and then they climbed up into close. Correlation still breaking down on the 1 month, but dropping on the 3 month. So we've got a little bit of short-term volatility falling off of the underlying in the index, but the 3 month vol is still pretty stable. Carry trade pretty flat, not a lot going on here. Big short on vol. That's really what happened. Although yields are still coming down, we are seeing volatility suppressed to a fairly great degree. This kind of short on vol generally doesn't last long. It's a bit overly aggressive. We did have a VIX expiration today, but it's just the weekly cash contracts. So we might see VIX pick up a little bit tomorrow. Move pretty flat, or maybe it's down a little today. I don't think a lot of bond volatility. Another uptick in skew. So it dropped 3 more points today. And this is not accurate now. It says -49, but that's the March contract. and the Feb one hasn't rolled off yet. So we're gonna just I don't really know how to adjust this in TradingView to present it accurately, because if I open the Feb contract, it doesn't have enough history. So we're gonna just have to wait until the Feb contract rolls off next Wednesday before we get another peek under the hood at this. And I think that's about it. Netflix failed the 567 test again today. So that should push us towards a retest of what's now becoming a downtrend after we regained the pennant. Be looking for a test at 552 here next. And we'd like to see gamma neutral move back a little closer to spot, but still looks pretty bearish, or at least very weakly bullish. It doesn't seem like a lot of people are interested in buying calls on it right now. And total positioning on it has been shrinking for a little while now. I know Nvidia closed the day above 700 and moved up another 4% in after hours. Looks like it's pushing again for that like all-time high that it saw in the pre-market yesterday. Although a failure before that might indicate a bit of a double top here. There's a lot of sold calls building at the 700 level. And if we open tomorrow below 700, there's going to be even more. That's going to start to crush vol here. And as vol crushes, more speculative out of the money calls are likely to fall off. It's still a few weeks till earnings. So, I mean, that's gonna support volatility a little bit, but not if everyone starts selling 700 calls. Tesla double topping at the 190 resistance, closed back below 187. I'm not really sure this is forming an uptrend, but it might be. I'll leave that in place just in case. But a breakdown of this trend here, we'd be looking at an 80 test. Below 80, then 70 back at the trend. Below 70, it's kind of just a free fall. So it's still risky shorting here because this could climb up still and test like the upside range here at 200, 205. But if it fails through here and drops, this might be like a good short entry, maybe like 75 or 80, depending on how positioning looks. But if I see something there, I'll write something up about it. IWM still kind of choppy, really not performing fantastically, and also down more in after hours. This looks like shit, and it's super interest rate sensitive. Once it starts failing, like I think it's below DN, but once it starts failing like GN and falling below like that breakpoint on charm, this gets a lot more bearish. How much? I'm not sure, but I think if yields continue up over the next few months, we're probably likely to see small caps fall back towards, maybe back towards like the 180 range, maybe even lower. Does anybody 1.5 billion shares in Epic Games? Is it fraud if Disney builds a car park in Ohio instead of an amusement park? I don't know. As long as it's a park. Disney dividend up 0.5 from 0.3. It was just all the bullish news. That's crazy. I hope my 112 call, my 112 weekly call prints tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Everybody have a great night. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Later.